What's going on, guys? Charles Weinraub, AKA the Handsome Homebuyer, AKA Captain Permit here. And on this week's educational vlog, we are talking about the must-have insurances when fixing and flipping or doing a value-add rental property. Must-have insurance when flipping a property. This is huge. Insurance is the cheapest, best thing you will ever purchase. In this video, we're going to go through the different types of insurances that you must have when flipping and the different types of insurances that your contractors must have, because there's a common misconception that certain insurances that you buy when you're flipping a house will cover your contractors, which is an absolute no-no. There is nothing worse in life than, God forbid, a contractor getting hurt in any capacity. It will ruin your weekend, possibly for the rest of your life. Okay, so when you're gonna fix and flip a property, or when you're buying a single family home that's gonna end up turning into a rental property, there's two types of insurances that you need. You need a general liability policy and you need a builder's risk policy. Let me explain what they are and what they do. General liability, very simple. It's basic, slip and fall, things of that nature, right? So construction site, somebody wanders onto it, falls. During the process of selling it, if it's a flip, a realtor or a prospective homeowner, buyer walks on, slips, falls, something happens to them. That's what the general liability policy covers. All right, builder's risk policy. The builder's risk policy covers the structure itself against things like flood, fire, stolen material, things of that nature. That's why when you bind these policies, they ask you certain things like what's the purchase price, what's the renovation price, and ultimately what is the after repair value that you're gonna sell it for. I can tell you from personal experience, very quick sidebar story. I bought a rental property, we got renovated it, we were about to tenant it. The next door neighbor didn't like the tenant we were gonna put in there, and he took it upon himself to first try to burn the house down, which didn't work, and then he decided to flood the entire house. The insurance company came down, minus my deductible, the builder risk policy kicked in, and they paid for absolutely everything. It was almost $30,000 in damage. So this is well worth it. These two policies together are not really that expensive. For like a 6-month period, you're looking for about $1,500 in New York, assuming you're selling a house that's worth $400,000. Very wise investment to make. Now, while we're on the subject of renovations and insurance, I think it's relevant to discuss contractors, okay? This does not cover a contractor in any capacity. This does not cover a contractor in any capacity. This is basic slip and fall for random people. This is the building itself, fire, flood, stolen material. You with me? Perfect. Contractors. When you work with a contractor, you want them to show you comp insurance, workman's comp insurance. They have to have it. Second, general liability insurance. Absolutely have to have it. New York is a crazy state. If you're watching this in other states, it's a different ball game. New York is the toughest when it comes to this stuff. All right, and HHL, which is a hold harmless letter. So a lot of times in order for these things to kick in, you have to have the whole package. So you want workman's comp, you want the general liability, you want to be listed as an additional insured on their policy for that particular job, and you want them to give you a hold harmless letter, okay? You want to have a good insurance broker who gets these for you, but on top of that, you want to send all of these over to them prior to hiring your contractor to make sure that the limits are adequate. If the limits are not adequate and the insurance isn't right, you could have a huge problem. These things singularly are not enough. If they just have general liability, it's not gonna work. If they just have comp, it's not gonna work. They have to have everything. You have to get the complete package in order to stay safe. And on the subject of staying safe, if you wanna stay safe, you gotta get the education. We're providing free education every single week here on YouTube. If you haven't liked, subscribed, comment, we'd appreciate it if you did all of them. We'll see you on the next one.